Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my take or recreating the Kim K Met Gala 2019 makeup look for that night. Okay, so definitely this is I'm pretty much going to tell you right now, it's definitely not going to look the exact same like Kim Kardashian's makeup. It's going to look a little bit similar, but my own take on it. I'm definitely going to be using tape on my my outer lash, my outer eyelids, because I really want a sharp edge line. I know she didn't have that. It was more soft around the edges. But for me, I just want to do something a little bit different and have like that sharp winged look happening on the outer part of my eyelids. But other than that, we'll see how it turns out. So if you're curious to see how my take and my recreation looks like for the Kim K makeup look for the Met Gala of 2019, then keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna prime our face. I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. That is the first step that I take before I go in with my eyes and my foundation. So next I'm going to be priming my eyelids because we're doing a little bit, we're using more colors and doing something a little bit more creative. It's important to make sure you have enough eyeshadow base so it holds on to the eyeshadows as long as possible. I'm going to be going in with my usual Essence I Love Stage Eyeshadow Base Primer. And then I'm just going to blend it out using my makeup brush. And we're going to bring a little bit in the lower lash line as well, because we're going to be placing eyeshadow there as well. Okay, so first what I want to do before we go into the color that we're going to use, like the main eyeshadow color, I want to set my eyeshadow base. I'm going to go into my Studio Pro Contour Palette by BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to use one of the lighter shades. I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's like a really light, very light brown banana color shade, and I'm going to put that all over my eyelids so I can set the eyeshadow base. Okay, so I did go in with some tape. I did set the tape on each eye, or just the outside part of my eyelids. And now I'm going into that really light color, eyeshadow color, and just setting the primer, the eyeshadow primer that we just put on a few seconds ago. Okay, so next it's time to go in with the main eyeshadow color. I'm going to go into my BH Cosmetics Neutrals palette. Now in this palette, I'm going to be going into this really pretty, like a brown brick color. It's like, has like an orange-red undertone to it. And we're going to start off with a little bit of that into the outer part of our eyelids, and then we're going to build on the color. So we're just going to start off in the outer part of our eyelid, and then we're going to work on the inner part of our eyelid right after. So it's important to use a light hand, definitely, because this is a bold color. You want to have full control of how much color is going on your eyelid. It's always important to start off using a little bit of the product first, and then building towards the intensity that you want. We're going to definitely leave the middle part empty, because that's where we're going to put the shimmer shade. Now I'm going to go into the inner part of our eyelid, and we're just going to slowly build this area with the same color. I'm just using a very light hand. As you can see, you can slowly start seeing the middle part with no color, and that's what we want. Start going towards the middle, but not too much. We're not going to go too crazy to the brow bone area. We will put another shade there, but we just want to keep this orangey brown shade color in the eyelid area and towards the crease, and that's about it. I'm going to go in with another brush. It's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to just blend out the edges. And then I'm going to go back into that shade again and just get a little bit closer to the middle. If you want, you can connect the two lines, but I'm actually going to leave it. And what I like to do is I like to go in like windshield wiper motion and just carve out the inner part of my eyelid. And then whatever's left, just blend it out. Now what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to go in with a very small brush. I'm going to go in to the lightest shade in the palette, which is this one, and I'm just going to carve out, I'm just going to go over the opening just so I know, just to map out exactly where the shimmer shade is going to go. But I'm not going to go too crazy with the color, just tap it a little bit. And this will give you a really good idea of where you're going to put that shimmer shade and like how far out it should go as well. And we're going to bring it up towards the our crease as well. And we're just going to blend it out. Okay, so now we're gonna come back to that color afterwards because we're gonna put more in our lower lash line. I'm gonna go into my Essence Fairy Wings and Magical Things palette, and I'm going to go in with this really beautiful shimmery color. It's called Fairy Wand, and I'm going to place that in the middle part of my eyelid. Wow, what a beautiful color. It's so pretty. This whole eye look is going to look stunning. And I'm going to get a little bit more, and I'm going to place more of that same color in the upper part towards the crease area of my eyelid. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shimmer it out like this, just to kind of blend out the edges. If we need to go back with that first color, we will, but right now we just really want to pack on that shimmery shade, and then we can fix the edges with the other color. Back into that like really pretty brown brick color, we are just going to make the edges a little bit more bold. I mean, the inner and the outer part of our eyelid, we're making that a little bit more bold. Okay, so now I'm going to, I think we're done, not 100% done, but we're like 90% done on the eyelids. We do have to do our brow bone color as well, but we'll get to that after. I am going to take off the tape and see how it looks like. All you have to do is just take a makeup wipe and just clean out the edges. Okay, so now we're going to go into foundation. I'm going to go in with my usual Maybelline Matte & Poreless Fit Me foundation in the color Ivory. And we're just going to place it all over our face, obviously, of course. Alright, so I just finished my foundation, and I did do my eyebrows off camera, but now I'm going to conceal my face. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the color Ivory as well. And I'm just going to blend it out using my favorite brush to use when it comes to concealer. I say it like all the time. Okay, so before we go into the eyes again, I'm going to set my entire face. I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio Fix Powder in NC20. I like to first set my under eyes and then the rest of my face. And I'm just going to use my big kabuki brush to set the rest of the foundation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with eyeliner. I'm going to go in with one of my Essence eyeliner pencils. It's called Teddy, and the number is 08. It's a really pretty brown shade. And I'm just going to place that in the up part of my lash line. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to blend it out with the brush. We're just doing the outer part towards the middle, and that's it. I'm just going to take a really thin brush and just kind of blend it out. Okay, so I'm going to go back into that really nice color that I used on my eyelids, and I'm going to place it in the lower part of my eyes. But first, before I do that, I'm going to line my waterline using the same pencil. Now we're going to go back into that color, and we're going to basically the color that we used right here on our upper lid, we're going to place it on our lower lash line. And this will also help to blend out the eyeliner. Okay, so now we're going to go back into the Essence palette right here. We're going to use another shimmery shade, not as intense as this one, and we're going to put that in our inner tear duct and our brow bone color. Brow bone area, sorry. The color, it's right here. It's called Once Upon a Time, and it's a really pretty light color. So it's not as intense as the middle shade that we put on, but it just gives a little bit of a sheer, a little bit of something up there in the brow bone area. And we're going to place that same color in our inner tear duct. It's not too intense, it's just a little bit of something. Okay, so before I go into a mascara, I'm going to bronze my face. I'm just going to go in with my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro palette, and I'm going to go in with the usual shade that I use right here. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm going to go in with my usual Maybelline Colossal Volume Express in Glam Black. You could definitely use falsies for this look. Okay, so I just finished my upper lashes, and I also went in with my lower lashes as well, using my Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal. Next, I'm gonna go in with blush. I don't want to go too crazy on the blush, like nothing too bright, as something a little bit more subtle and more natural. Because if you do look at Kim K's pictures, it's a little bit more natural looking. I'm just gonna go in with my usual Essence Silky Touch blush in the color Baby Doll. This will just give a little bit of a flush on the cheeks, but nothing too bright. Now we're gonna go in with a highlighting color. So since Kim K is wearing a lot of highlighter on her face, so she looks like she gets that wet look, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a more intense color. I'm going to go into the Carly Bible Deluxe palette, and in this palette I'm going to use this really beautiful shimmery shade and highlight my face with it. I usually go in with a small brush, just so I have more control and I don't go too crazy with highlighter, but because this is more of a wet look, I'm going to go in. Well, that's the inspiration, so it looks more wet. I'm going to go in with a bigger brush. This one right here, I don't use it for anything, but for this look, I'm going to definitely pile on a little bit more than usual on the highlight. We're going to start off on our cheekbone. As you can see, it's already, you know, it's more than what I usually put on. But that's the look we're going for. We're going to make our little roundabout here, our little C, the letter C, I guess we can say. And we're going to bring it up towards our forehead because we want to look wet there too, you know, it's like the whole thing happening. We're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. We're going to put it on the bridge of our nose, but for that it's important to use a little bit of a thinner brush because you don't want to like go too crazy. I mean, this color you're supposed to look wet, but I don't want to go all over the nose, just in the high points of it. Okay, so last but certainly not least are the lippies. For this, when I look at her picture, she's definitely using like a natural nude tone color on her lips. So that's what we're going to do as well. So for today's video, in today's look, I'm going to go in with one of my Essence lip liner. It's called In the Nude. I'm going to line my lips with that and color it in as well. And then I'm going to go in with like a lipstick, like a kind of like a, I don't know, it's like it's called a vitamin infused balm, so it's not really lipstick. It has a little bit of a color to it. It is a balm, a shiny balm, but it has a little bit of a tint to it. And now we're just going to fill it in. Fill in the lips. Okay, so speaking of that lip balm, it's by CoverGirl. I think it's by CoverGirl. OMG. Yes. It is by CoverGirl. It's their Oh Sugar Lip Balm line. I'm going to go in with the first color. Number 1 is called Cupcake. It's not that pigmented. It's just a little bit, this one is not that pigmented because the whole idea is to give, to moisturize the lips, and because these ones do have a little bit of a color to it, I'm going to go in with the first one because I don't want a really like bold color on my lips. I want to keep it more nude, but I do want a little bit of shine. I don't want to go in with a gloss, but I'm going to go in with this lip balm because it will have a little bit of shine and a little bit of a color to it. So this one is called Cupcake. Last but not least is setting my entire makeup. I am going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Setting Spray to set everything. Alright guys, that comes to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it and I hope you learned something new. This is definitely my take on the Kim K makeup look that she wore for the MET Gala this year, 2019. Like I said, I recreated it. It's not going to be the exact same, but I just did what I felt like I wanted to do. I did go down that path a little bit with definitely like the shimmery shade on the eyelids and then another color around it. But yeah, I definitely like how it came out. It's pretty much my take on her makeup look. I think she looked stunning that night. But yeah, I definitely, you know what, I could have actually put a little bit of that highlight on my neck area because that's where I could have added a little bit more, which I am right now, so it looks a little bit more like, give it a bit of a wet look, like a wet appeal to it. So it looks like I'm just coming out of the water. But even though my hair is dry, it's okay. I didn't do anything with my hair. The whole idea was to do something with the, get the makeup look. Okay, so I just put a little bit of shimmer highlight on my neck area and my collarbone area. But yeah, so this is pretty much it, guys. Definitely a lot more highlight than usual. I don't put this much on a regular basis, but because the whole idea is to get the wet look on the face, that's why I put a little bit more highlight. Alright guys, that is it for today. Thank you once again, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate it when you take the time out of your day to watch my videos. It means so much to me, and I had a lot of fun doing this one for you guys, and I hope you had a lot of fun watching it as well. And until next time guys, I'll talk to you in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.